get my doggy all put to bed. Put to bed. Put to dead? He's put to dead. Yeah. Look at the boy. Look at the boy. You okay, buddy? Yeah. He's tired. He's chilly. He's chilling. Yes, yes, yes. Your dog wishes he was as comfortable as mine. Also, I broke a $500 graphics card by dropping a rifle on it. Don't do that. I know, right? Everybody loves you, Rocky. Tell the internet thanks. Uh-huh. We're all right, Sam. How are you today, good sir? Yeah. How is Joe today? Joe has a massive migraine because of the humidity in the air, as well as trying to replace two vehicles with one, and do other stuff in life. God damn it. Yeah, my boy knows what's up. My boy knows what's up. What a cuppy puppy stuffy boy you. Yeah, that's what he likes to do, man. He'll flip over. Drinking some sweet tea and chilling with you is how I'm doing. Hey, man, nothing wrong with that, Sam. Appreciate that. So yeah, I have my computer kind of set back up because I had no choice. Cold where you are? It's not terrible. It's like in the 60s, but my dog, he likes to be warm. So, yeah, I had to set the computer back up because, yeah, that gun, when it was over on that side, fell off and hit the computer and snapped my goddamn graphics card. So that's on eBay for $300 now. The second pillow is elite. So, yeah, he loves this way of just laying around, man. He loves just chilling. He's a good boy. Yeah, we did our obedience training. We spent 2 hours at the park this morning. We went on some long car rides. We went and looked at a couple of cars. And then he's just been chilling the rest of the day. Look at that paw. Look at that meaty paw. Thank you, buddy. Wee. Good boy. Yep. The video isn't frozen. He's just literally sitting there completely still. Your dog's a cutie. Thank you. May I ask your opinion considering the Kimber CDS 9 with the threaded barrel or a Beretta 92? Any strong opinions or input? I prefer the KDS C9 personally just because it's a little bit more 1911 style. But yeah. Oh shit, who's this guy? F1 footy to help you identify. Hold on a second. What is this one? Sorry, I've been looking at a lot of cars. Oh yeah, this is one I'm trying to figure out. This one, for some reason, this guy's selling this thing. It's a 5.0 for $6,000. Oh, that's why it's got 300K on it. Mileage doesn't mean shit to me. I'm actually going to look at this one tomorrow. No, I'm going to look at this one tomorrow. This one? Which one am I going to look at tomorrow? Hold on. Hey. 2019 Chevy Suburban for $7,000. Ex-hire car, but look at the seats, man. No wear on the seats even, so all freeway mileage. Freeway mileage doesn't bother me. That's that just woke up stare. Yeah, but that's also that I'm going back to sleep, leave me alone look. He's got his half-eaten bone, his blanket, and his pillow. Monkey hole gun. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. Those are sloths. How's the store been? Haven't done anything with the store, Mountain Man. Been a while since we talked, though. What breed is he? German Shepherd, American Staffordshire. Can I have him? Sorry. I'll have to fight you to the death, and even if I lose, I'm going to kill you. Yeah. So the wall's kind of stacked, and when I had to put the computer case back together, I kind of ran out of room, so the guns that would be up there on the wall are now displayed inside the case and on top of the case. And you can still see the play button. You can still see the wall of guns. Mouse, if you ever come back in here, I found your stupid sign. But yeah. Oh, I didn't stop selling. I'm just not selling my personal collection anymore. So, trying to get through to the end of the year, and then I'll start worrying about finding inventory for the store again. Rocky's image engraved 1911. Do it. No, Rocky is mine. He has the internet. He has his own YouTube channel. That's all he needs. But yeah, so I reversed this from the way I was running the last system because I had the CPU on a water cooler on a custom loop, but now I have it on an all-in-one while I have a custom loop for that. Dude, I'm able to run Ghost of Tabor on an old 1080 Ti. That's an old GTX 1080 Ti. What a shitty card nowadays, but it works, especially when you snap the connectors off of your 4070 Ti like a dumbass. Just for yourself. Well, the thing is, and it's weird for me to say, my guy, I really, really don't, I really don't involve my dog in the gun side of my life. Like, I really don't cross the streams, you know what I mean? Sorry. I'm trying to make some deals here while I'm talking to you guys. 1080 Ti is a beast. Yes, it is. So here's the deal. So I had my RTX 4070 Ti. Here, hold on a second. Let me show you what I did to it. Don't get up, Rocky. Stay there. Stay there, buddy. You're good. You're fine, buddy. Sorry. So this is a RTX 4070 Ti. The rifle fell and snapped the power connector off the board. Also dented the back plate when it fell. Doesn't seem to have damaged anything else, but it literally broke all the pins off. Yeah, well, fucking shout out to MSI because the board survived. Corsair's water cooler survived. That Sharps Brother rifle weighs over 7 pounds. So 7 pounds from that height falling straight down and hitting the computer when it was sitting on a box, and for it to survive is freaking amazing on the part of that. So, yeah, I put this on eBay now. If somebody wants to solder a connector on there, I will bet dollars to donuts this card still works fine. I just don't want to solder a new power connector on it. Cute toenails. I don't have any toes. But yeah. Look at my boy. Oh, stop pretending to sleep. He does it whenever the internet is looking at him. He's my doggo. He's my dog. He's my doggo. He's my dog. Good boy. Handsome boy. Thank you. The dog ain't bad either. All right, let's get back to it. Let's set you up so that we can have our daily meeting of the Jiminy Showaholics. There we go. But there's the background. Yeah, I think that actually looks pretty good. Hey, Kaminsky, what's going on? Rocky looks like he just woke up from a 3-day bender and doesn't know where he is. Get in here, say hello. YouTube hates the Jiminy Show. He just freaked out. Sorry. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. All it was this, buddy. Come here. See? Come here. That's all it was. Here. See? That's all it was. It was just this. That's it. You're good. He knocked this off of a thing, so he freaked out. There you go, buddy. Here you go. Come on back. It's okay. Here, hold on. Hold on, let me put this back. There you go, buddy. There you go. Get back out there. It's okay. Come on. It's okay. You're good. Good boy. Sorry, buddy. It's okay. You can stay there. Go on. Watch out. Watch out. Let me get by you. You're good. You're good. He still freaks himself out sometimes. He's a good boy, though. You're a good boy, buddy. I got you. You need a little bit of reassurance now? Huh? You need a little bit of love? Huh? Come here. Come here. Come here, you big baby. Turn around. Turn around. Oh, come here. 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 Come here, buddy. I got you, buddy. So this is how we calm down our big baby. You're okay, buddy. Hey, buddy, come here. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Gentle. Gentle. There you go, buddy. There you go. You're okay. He freaked himself out, and then I freaked him out more. So, there you go, buddy. Here, have a treat. There you go. There you go. Make you feel better. Okay? There you go, buddy. Guns of America had a win today in Virginia with universal background checks. What do you mean? Phone died right as you responded, but you sold me on the CDS-9, that threaded barrel with the waffle-style G10 grips, classy, hopefully a suppressor after the first. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, my dog freaked out, and then I freaked him out by trying to comfort him. He's good now, though. He's smiling again. Good boy. You gotta go? All right, man. What about the universal background checks, man? Permanent injunction against Virginia's universal background check, though the court order has not yet been signed. The legal victory filed in 2020 in the case of Wilson v. Handling challenges the law's infringement on the Second Amendment. The legal challenge, legal outcome, a court ruled in favor of the plaintiffs, issuing a permanent injunction against the law and stated the law is inconsistent with the Second Amendment. Impact, the ruling seen as a major victory and it could affect the upcoming election. Okay? On October 16th, Virginia defeated the Hill secured a permanent injunction against Commonwealth's law mandating so-called universal background checks. Status as it stands cannot remain intact. The legislature wishes to rewrite the law to create a system that does not impose disparate treatment based on age. It may do so at that time. A court might address the question whether it is constitutional to require a background check to obtain a handgun through a private sale. Now is not the time. The ruling made clear, however, that it wasn't ruling on the constitutionality or a lack thereof of background checks themselves. Let it be clear the court today is not holding that background checks are unconstitutional. The ruling concluded that is a question for another day, perhaps another court. Today the court holds that the manner in which Virginia Code Section 18.2-308.25, subsection 5 is applied cannot pass constitutional scrutiny. If the court were to merely hold the act unconstitutional as applied and simply sever those 18 to 20 years of age, the court would be ignoring the constitutional deficiencies in the enforcement of the act. After applying the AOT framework, the court finds that it is left with one option at this time, that is to strike the statute in its entirety for the reasons set forth herein. Okay, so we're getting back our private sales. Good. That makes me feel better. Sorry, I had to read the whole thing. Do you have any AKs? Yes. No. The background check that they were referring to was referring to the fact that in 2019 they instituted a law that required that all private sales required an FFL transfer. So you had to take your gun to a gun store and give it to them. They would then do a background check on the purchaser. Tied. It's a permanent injunction, so unless a higher court strikes down the lower court's opinion, it's not going to be reversed. The only thing that could happen is if both parts of the legislation for the state of Virginia come together and then enact it again into another law through a bipartisan vote that passes with majority votes, it won't come back. Would you do a private sale? I don't like to do private sales to people I don't know, but here's the thing. I'm a fucking FFL. I can't sell anything in my inventory privately. But my private guns, if I want to sell a private gun to one of my private friends, then yeah, as long as that injunction goes into place and they're legal again, that's great. Because then me and my buddies don't have to waste time doing background checks. We all do background checks whenever we sell guns to each other. It's stupid. Oh, Rocky, if that table moves, you're so fucked. Be careful, buddy. Be a good boy. If I was to carry a revolver, which one? I would usually carry my 4-inch GP100. Took me a second, but yeah, I got you. No problem. Yeah, that is an interesting thing, and it's the way it should be, because private sales are private sales. A private person selling a gun to another private person is relying on the purchaser to be telling the truth about them being not a felon. But on that same note, guns are not registered or tracked in the United States to an individual owner outside of the original purchaser picking it up at an FFL. And even then, without a federal court order, nobody's getting that information. Hold on a second. Sorry, felt like I had something stuck in there. I don't have to pay 35 grand for a machine gun. Took me a sec. Yeah, how do you guys do background checks? Well, there's two forms that we fill out here in the state of Virginia. There's the state background form, and then there's the 4473, which is the federal firearms form. Every handgun purchase through an FFL requires a 4473. Whether or not it gets run on a state level, that's state dependent, CCW dependent, etc. But you always fill out some sort of document documenting that you took a firearm from a store. Here in Delaware, they're implementing a program. You have to have a permit to purchase. In order to buy a pistol, we have to get fingerprinted, background check, and classes. Fucking move, Zip Tie. You're like 30 minutes from here. Do I think 35 grand is reasonable or worth it for a machine gun? No, I don't. A machine gun is just a fast semi-auto. It shouldn't be that much more money. Ruger announced bringing Glenfield rifle back today. Oh, that's cool. It's interesting that Ruger's doing stupid shit instead of improving the quality of the guns they currently already make. Favorite handgun to carry? 1911. I'll find it. Give me a minute. That one. The one next to my silver play button. The Para Ordnance 1911. About 6 months ago at my local FFL making a purchase, I heard a guy next to me get denied because he had a weed card. Yep, that can happen. Marijuana is legal state by state. It is not legal federally. If you have a documented medical marijuana card, you are freely saying that you consume marijuana. Whether it's medicinal or not, it is still marijuana. Marijuana on a federal level is illegal. Your 4473, the long form that you fill out, is a federal document. And question 21A literally says, are you a user of or addicted to any federally controlled substance, including marijuana? So because it is illegal on a federal level, the minute you check no on that form and it becomes evident that you have a marijuana card, number one, you get automatically denied, but number two, you can actually get in trouble because you just lied on a federal form. If you have a history of lying on federal forms, or if you have a history of doing things that are no bueno, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. Just ask Mr. Biden. How's it going? Pretty good, Brooks. Where is your 9mm? There's a few of them up there. I love that this guy actually knows the law. Weed became legal. I heard every time people have a weed card, check that 4473. They don't use a federal substance. That's a felony. Yeah, like I said, if you have a history of committing petty larceny crimes, things like that, escalate it to checking no on a federally controlled form and they decide to prosecute you, you literally, you fucked yourself, because you can't say, oh, I didn't mean to check that. But the reason why you get instantly denied is because state background checks automatically know that if you have a medical marijuana card, you're going to fail the federal license, so they're just going to deny you at the state level immediately. Just struck me as interesting. Yep, isn't that crazy? What's your favorite AR in the armory? That one. That is my custom build. Unique ARs, Franklin binary, PSA body, full custom internals, AR. I don't like them when they're all one and done. I don't know if this is a dumb question. If I were to get an SOT, can I get machine guns that aren't pre-86? Yes, you can, but there are some restrictions on what you can do with them. Like, you can't just get an SOT. If you already are in a brick, like I'm a brick and mortar FFL, I applied for the SOT, but I never followed up with it. My fault. I probably forgot to pay for it. Also, I don't give a shit right now. But as an FFL with an SOT and a gun channel, I could legally use all those rules to get around everything, but you can't buy guns that you personally want through your FFL. Like, all these guns were purchased from other places. None of these guns, except for the DWX, came through my store, and I did full paperwork and paid full price for that gun. I paid the taxes on it anyway. So yeah, you're not supposed to buy guns for yourself with your SOT, with your FFL. But if you are an FFL who demonstrates machine guns, yes. Like, I can go out right now and get M16A2s full auto, the short ones, the XM197s. I can get those for $8,000 full auto as an SOT. I can get Glock 18Cs for $3,000 as an SOT. Guy must have asked about the question on the forum and then been denied. My buddies pass them all the time. They just don't bring it up. Not advocating that you break any laws. Going Jones, it all depends on where you live as well. The state of Virginia, automatically it appears on your background check. There are several states that will not deny you just because you have a medical marijuana card. But it's not a lot. I knew it was a thing, but actually just made me realize how F that guy may have been. Yeah, you simply get denied. You get your reason. You call up the state police. They tell you why you got denied. They usually don't make that big a deal out of it if it's a first time. I was in a gun shop once. A guy checked yes on the "Are you a fugitive from justice?" Took the state police about 3 minutes to get there, as the headquarters across the street. Yeah, we've seen that too. We had a lady who had a DUI with death or bodily injury. She killed a guy. It was like her 4th or 5th DWI, but she decided to go and try to buy a gun anyway. She filled out the form. She got the delay, obviously. Went into research. She said she was going to go home. We called her back because the police called, obviously. Like, we want her. Had to call her back and say, hey, come on back, pick up your gun, blah, blah, blah. She shows up. She was wearing a different outfit. She was worried that she was going to get in trouble because she knew she was committing a massive felony. What do you think Beretta is buying all the Ruger stock? Do you think they are buying them? They might be. It's very possible. Beretta has no problem spending money to get companies. I learned today. You're welcome, brother. I'm just asking because my dream is to own a machine gun, man, but pre-86 are stupidly expensive. I get it. I 100% get it, man. And it sucks that the only way around it is to be an FFL with an SOT. Like, my buddy's got an 0702. He can manufacture me. Once I get my shit up and going, he can manufacture me full auto AKs for my channel. Do you have a Desert Eagle? No, I sold it. What's the most sentimental gun you have? My 1939 Winchester 1894. It was my grandfather's, and he worked for Winchester for decades. I commented today that the PAC should be giving best costume awards for the best camo, and then realized I was on the U.S. Army YouTube channel. Lol. Thought about getting a Maverick Security 88. Do you know if they're any good since they're so cheap? Actually, yes. The Maverick 88 is an exceptionally good value because it's basically a outlet mall version of a Mossberg 500. So it has all the same functioning parts. Basically, there are a couple of small differences, but you can upgrade a Maverick 88 with Mossberg 500 parts. It's also one of the only shotguns, cheap shotguns that pass TFB TV's 500 round burn down. Dude, are you scared of that pillow now because you scared yourself like a goof? He's hiding under the desk now. What's your opinion with firearms with short barrels? Doesn't really bother me either way, Monkey Squatch, sorry. Short barrel guns do nothing to increase velocity. They do make them slightly easier to conceal, but history has showed us that most people that are committing massive crimes and violent crimes like that are using full-size weapons anyways, unless you're in the fucking Omerta, and at which point you don't care about those laws. It survived James Reed Hasselhoff super gayness. Do you see his mustache now that he's rocking? Sorry, James. I love your channel. I like when you make fun of the pores, but holy shit, dude, shave that fucking soup catcher off. Cheapest full autos are Mac 10s or Mac 11s currently, but they're slowly creeping up. They're creeping up in value because everybody's buying them and buying those AR-15 upper kits that you can slap on a Mac 10 lower. Maybe you just didn't want to touch the pillow. What'd you do to it? Oh, that pillow, it has a lot of nothing on it. Nothing at all. No, he kicked the computer tower that was over there, and there was an electrical cord hanging off of it, and his foot caught the cord, and he slung it off, and he freaked out and took off. What did you do with that or with it? No idea. I have my dad's Jaeger 22 M16 from the 60s. And my grandpa gave me a Beretta Silver Mallard. Nice! Mallard, excuse me. Do you have an AK-47? I have a 47, not the 74. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't the 74 fire 545 by 39 instead of 762? What's in the blue bag? The blue bag is my dog's hip and joint chews. They have glucosamine and condroitin. He eats a few of these a day, and it helps him get his dose because he is a German Shepherd American Staffordshire mix, and they are prone to hip dysplasia. Do I trust the O-Sight red dots? I've had good luck with the SE. The SE is on top of that gun in the far corner that Milo is holding, and it does very well. It's an enclosed red dot for under $200, and so far it's held up well. Thought the blue bag was chips. Could have been. Yeah, I kind of like the way I have that set up now. So there's 6 extra guns showing too. What's a green looking pistol, bro, behind your head? Please tell me. That is a 3D printed non-firing replica of a Chiappa Rhino. I don't like Chiappa, so my buddy made it for me. Would I ever touch a high-powered air rifle for big game for fun? I have high-powered air rifles. I just don't have like a 68 caliber or anything like that. I have a 22 caliber high-powered Ruger Airhawk or whatever it's called. Shoots 1,400 feet per second with a 22 caliber projectile. Everybody's gay. You know what I'm gay for? Vagina. What's the best budget AR-15? I was looking at the Diamondback. Is there anything else under 700 that's good? Around you can always find used rifles like a M&P Sport 2 would probably outshoot a Diamondback. You can probably find like an old FN 15 for about $700 used. On the new market, spend a little bit more, get like the M&P Sport. I think the SIG M400 tread is about 800. How much is high powered in terms of PSI? I'm not 100% sure what the PSI is. I just know that it fires a 22 caliber pellet at 1,400 feet per second. Mr. Jimmy, these collections are amazing. Thank you, sir. It's a culmination of years of hard work, man. I've been doing this for going on 8 years now, almost 9 years. So, I think I deserve to have a couple of nice toys. I always massage my dog's back, legs, and hips and always stick them out stretching. I call it chicken legs. Haha, I like to think it helps. Yes, maintaining their flexibility is very important. Simple just walking, running without doing heavy jumping exercises can help protect their hips and joints. But yeah. Michael, what's up? Broke my computer, so now I'm down to my backup. Well, half backup. So I originally got rid of my 12900K because in my 4090, or I had a 14900K and a 4090 that I just wasn't using. So I sold all that, went to a 12900K and a 4070 Ti, and then this morning I was moving some stuff around and I dropped the Ruger 1022 on it and broke the fucking graphics card, but luckily the rest of the computer survived. So now I'm running an i7 14700KF with a GTX 1080 Ti. But luckily my video game Ghosted Tabor, it's a VR game. It's such simple graphics that it'll run no problem because it's designed to run on standalone Quest 2. I can run it at epic settings on the 1080 Ti and I'll get 120 FPS, so that's cool. All right, from hell, Muay Thai class. What are the sloths armed with? So going from left to right, you have Milo with my Gerson. Technically, it's my Match X, but I have the Influencer X top on it. So right now, it's kind of like the Influencer 2011, which they never actually made. Coming this way, you got Shiloh with my custom T-Sauce Night Stalker. That is another 2011. And then you have Greg with my Canik TTI Combat. He pissed on that last night, so he's holding it today. So kind of what you're seeing with guns on display within the PC kind of style. When I set up the Obsidian 1000D, number one, it's going to be as tall as my plaque is, so it's going to take up that whole corner, but I'll be able to display 12 guns inside of it. Desert, what's up, brother? How you doing? Did you see what FV said about people that fucking show their faces on live streams? He was making fun of me. He made me feel sad. Milo and Shiloh stay strapped. Milo, Shiloh, and Greg, bro. I mean, he's got a Canik, so at least the gun's competent. Who gives a shit if it happens to be a Terran Tactical? Just took a shower all clean for the live. Nah, I just hopped on. No, this was yesterday. It wasn't actually him. It was a guy named I Shoot Guns. He's come into my live a bunch of times back in the day. And he was making fun of, he was talking about how some people put their guns on the wall and shit. And I had to point out that I think and it's hard for me to really look back and tell, but I'm pretty sure I was first on live streams. Like, yeah, I don't even think guys like Brandon Herrera and shit were doing them behind them in their live streams. So yeah. You're stacked if something happens like the Purge or something. Oh, I'm always ready for it, Asky. Out of the three slots, who is the best shot? Honestly, Milo's the oldest by 4 minutes. Shiloh is and Greg is just an accuracy by volume guy. He just fucking spams it. That's why he likes the Canik TTIs, because you can run extended mags. Yeah, I was on then. Yep. But yeah. Yeah, no, they protect the house, man, and they know the guns they like. Greg is just pissing on the Canik all the time, so he likes holding it. I want to say so, too. I've seen a lot of lives with them on the wall recently, but I remember a few back when I first joined you. Yeah, because I've been doing this for, a year and a half? I started doing it with different styles. At one point, I was just using fucking hooks, and I was hanging the guns behind me. I'm one of the first ones to really kind of dedicate time, energy, and resources to doing it. If you're talking about the one behind my head with the letters on it, that is a 3D printed replica of a Chiappa Rhino. I don't like Chiappa as a company, so my buddy Drunk Mouse made it for me out of fun. What grip is on the Fusion XP Pro? That is actually their stock golf ball grip, but I modified it. Here, I'll do a close-up of all the guns now that we're kind of in here for a while. There's a bunch of you now. Hey, did you guys hit the like button yet? Do that if you haven't. All right, so I'm going to do a wall tour. But yeah, so... I have been very vocal about my disdain of some companies, and Drunk Mouse thinks it's funny to print me shit. Above it is my CZ SP01. not a tactical or anything. I just like the blue grip. Followed by my Springfield Operator 1911 and 45 ACP. If the hammers are back on some of them, it's because I check them before I put them up. My Arex Alpha, which is like a 226 competition clone. The Fusion XP Pro that you were asking about, that one is a stock golf ball style grip. If you ever seen the grip, it's got like a bunch of dents in it. I filled all the dents with silicone carbide, and then I wrapped the whole thing in Talon tape. It gives it a really good grip. You like the one with the red grip. Yeah, that is the Tanfoglio Witness. It's a CZ75 style gun. You can see it's very similar to the CZ75. However, it has a slide on it called the Mossad slide. So this is a Tanfoglio Witness Mossad. It was a model that was co-designed with the Israeli Mossad military people. Above that, you've got my custom AR-15, full custom build. Unique ARs made that upper for me. I've got a couple of uppers from them. That muzzle brake is fucking amazing when it shoots. It has just a front sight because I'm running a cantilever with the Burris optic that they sent me. Thank you very much to Burris for that. Beautiful gun, shoots amazing. The binary is fast as fuck, boy, and it's a flat face, so it's really nice. What's your opinion on Colt AR-15s? They're just a Colt AR-15, man. They're nothing special. I don't really think much about any AR-15 that isn't custom. Above that is my Benelli M2. 12 gauge semi-auto. I am going to be trading that off to a buddy of mine because it's got the ribbed barrel. I can't cut it down to 18 inches like I wanted to. So that's going to go to my buddy. He's going to keep it stock. He's going to trade me a Mossberg 930 tactical and a hand job or two. And we'll call that evens. Those are crazy guns. All I've shot is a 22 rifle and a revolver. I don't know names and stuff though. No problem, dude. Like the new channel name, Precision for Pores. It's an interesting name. It'll definitely get some attraction there. The Springfield Echelon with the Sharps Brothers frame and the 21 round extended mag in it. I have to take the magwell off of that gun and put it back on that gun. I was just checking it to make sure it works, and it actually does, but you have to run the 17 rounders in order to do that. I'm going to take it off and go back to the 15 rounders. The Chris Sphinx 9mm, still at work, damn. What's your take on Burris optics? I have several. So that's the Burris Fastfire E on top of that one. That is my Dan Wesson DWX. I like it. It's acro style. Pretty cool. That's the Burris Fastfire E. That's their $100 and some polymer sight. That's been on that slide since I got these guns. This is the Influencer X with the Match X top on it. So it's a comped single stack 1911 right now. I like their stuff. It works really well. Ryzen, it's all good, bro. Keep hanging out around decent 2A. Why aren't you a moderator, dude? You always were before. You're a moderator again, Redneck. I need you to help kick some people out when they get fucky. The Ruger RXM with the Sharps Brother chassis. Really nice gun. Favorite gun is right there, the Para Ordnance Black Ops 1911. It's got a Wilson Combat extended levers on it, and I added a new magwell to it, so it's pretty solid. You're funky. Take a bath. The Springfield Target Loaded. A ridiculously overpriced fucking gun. It's a $1,500 1911 that doesn't have front strap checkering or a fucking rail. That gun at $1,100 is a Springfield Operator Loaded, and it has more features than that gun. That's stupid just because it's a stainless gun that it's that expensive. The Hammerly 22, on the other hand, is a $200 22 long rifle. So that's cool. It's one of 3 22s on the wall. I don't have that many 22s. Over here is the Rock Island Para Ordnance inspired TAC Ultra with the full rail. I like full rail guns, in case that wasn't clear. Full rail guns. Full rail guns. But yeah, we've got the Sig Sauer P320 X5 Legion. Which one can stop a grizzly bear? With the right upper on it, that one, and with slugs, that one. So the X5 Legion with the Armory Craft dual adjustable trigger with no take up and a 2 3/4 pound trigger. The SIG 365 Fuse. Bro's dreaming. He's chasing squirrels again. You okay, buddy? Rock, you okay? He's not seizing, he's dreaming, but it still freaks me the fuck out. My SIG M17, we sandblasted the top. You can see it still says M17 on it. That wasn't all Coyote. That was a military issued first generation M17 that I fixed by putting the X320 X5 Legion's trigger in it. Bro's tweaking. Yeah, he looks like it, don't it? Would you rather spend $1,500 on a long gun or a pistol? I think if you look at the wall, you'll see I'd rather spend it on the pistols. I'm not a long gun guy. Would you get the Springfield Prodigy? I've had it 3 times. He's not chasing squirrels. He found himself a little poodle. Dude, he likes Austrian Ridgebacks. His 2 dogs that he's tried to hump were both red-headed Austrian Ridgebacks. That is the Sharps Brothers Heatseeker 1022 chassis that broke my 4070 Ti this morning. So, yeah, it broke a $550 graphics card. That was awesome. Rock Island 5.0E. That was the enhanced variant with the lightning cuts. It's the square barrel gun. I call it Square Bear. I put a square optic on it because why not? An old PT92 compact D Cocker model. You got the Fusion Firearms XF Pro, the Yeet Cannon, my Paraordnance CCW LDA, my Firestar M45, the PX9 Duty Comp from TSOS, and then down here you have, again, the double stack customized 2011 with the Influencer X top on it, the Night Stalker full of custom gun, and then the shitty Canik TTI Combat. So that's the guns on the wall. You okay, bro? First time he did that, I thought he was seizing, but he started whinnying and started running full force. Good boy. You okay, bud? Yeah. Any Berettas? Only a couple. Rhodesian. Did I say Austrian? I thought it was an Austrian. How do you feel about the Glock 43? Absolutely no feelings towards the 43. The hammer on the Firestar is nice. Love the classics. You know, the funny thing is, people like say that it's a classic. It came out in '92, so it's not even that old. No, on the wall there are no Berettas today. Unless you count the Benelli M2, which is owned by Beretta. I set up a little bit of a stool for my legs so my feet can sit at a slightly higher angle, which feels better. They say that when dogs do that, they're so relaxed. Yeah. So I pay attention. I take pictures and stuff, and I ask Google. So like when a dog sleeps completely on its side and exposes its belly, or when they sleep on their back around you, that's the ultimate sign of trust, because they're leaving their vital organs unprotected. And a dog, a coyote, a cat, any animal with a pack sense wants to protect its internal organs. So they don't normally sleep like that unless they trust you. Need to get a Krinkov with a sick Bakelite mag up there. It would look sick. Dimitri would be proud. Unfortunately, the last fucking time that I had an AK-47 up there, it got ended. Alive. I mean, a 2013 F-150 Super Crew FX2, 2-wheel drive. I don't give a shit if a truck's 2-wheel drive. I live in Virginia. I don't care. I drove a Mustang through that shit. Dude, should I offer him $5,000 for a 2013 Super Crew? Such a dick. Because I'm looking at a fucking 2019 Suburban LT for $7,000. Hey, this is Bruce, new channel name though, yeah. Bro, when we heard music from the 50s and the 90s, how 90 music is viewed today. Pretty much. How do you zero in a red dot? There are differing schools on that. I do the light switch or the doorknob red sight in, especially if you can co-witness. I will co-witness the dot along with the irons to the same point. If you can't co-witness, then you would need like a bore sighter or something else so that you can figure out where your front sight is. And like I always try to co-witness though. We are old. My daughter keeps reminding me. How old's your daughter? I know I'm new, but I like to know if you own a 20-06. I do not own a 20-06. Suburbans are awesome. Also, it's a 2019 with like, it's all freeway miles. It's an X, but it was serviced every month. It has brand new driveline in it, and it's $7 fucking grand for a 2019 Suburban. I don't think that's bad. She's 13. She's a very nice individual, and I hope she grows up to become a very good person and stays off the internet where we are all corrupted and should never talk ill about a child. I thought you were like 800, a-hole. What's Top Gun? Silver and black gun with the red dot and extended mag next to the YouTube award under the rifle. Hold on, let me read that again. What's the Top Gun, silver and black with a red dot and extended mag next to the YouTube award under the rifle? If you're talking about that one, that is a Sig Sauer M17 custom. How many miles and what motor? It's a it's got the 6.2 and it's got all the miles. It's got 300 grand on it, but it's got the engine's been replaced twice and the transmission replaced 3 times. So I don't care. Grunge is the best thing since Zapp and Hendrix. Wow. Best affordable combat shotgun to have. Something like a Mossberg 930 tactical. Do I have a Glock 14? No such thing, buddy. They might have filed a patent for their 14th patent for a Glock, but it never reached the market. You love the Micro Draco. Sorry about your tiny penis. You prefer single stack or double stack? I don't care either way, to be honest with you. I like guns. If a gun is only available in a single stack, fuck it, I'll deal with it. If it's a double stack variant, great, but I don't really differentiate. Am I pro gun? No, I'm keeping them all so 36 other assholes can't get their hands on guns. So this is 36 guns that I'm keeping out of the hands of bad people. I don't like them, I just keep them so that nobody else can get them. Is the Draco too powerful for you? No, you're too fucking stupid because you bought a 5-inch barreled 30 caliber with no brace or a stock on it. You're dumb. So not actually 300K. If you need a decent SUV, I'd pick it up. Vortex are great. Make solid power, easy to replace. The later Chevy Trans aren't bad. The 4L60s. No, this is a 2019, so it's got the 8-speed in it or the 10-speed. It'll be fine. I'm going to drive it tomorrow. I'll show you a fucking picture of it, dude. It's got no fucking rust in it. Like, no rust, and the seat isn't even worn. I need to enlarge my pictures. How do I get the pictures bigger? I will tell you this, though. If you want to run a fucking mini Draco around me, I highly recommend it because while you're sitting there missing 99% of your shots, all I need is 7 out of my 1911. Where the fuck is he? Hold on. Rocky, why you being weird, bro? Hey, something wrong? Oh, I'm not getting any of my notifications. Hold on. Do we know that dude? A-hole 5407. Yeah, A-hole's a good dude. Most expensive gun you have? Right now, I don't know. No rust on the East Coast is big, dude. If you need it or even don't want it, I'd pick it up. Actually, no rust in Virginia is not that hard. The minute you go up into Pennsylvania or New Jersey, that's when it gets bad. I agree, Rain Frog, so stay away from gun stores. What caliber is a rifle with the big scope? 223, 5.56. What kind of dog is Rocky? He's a golden retriever. with mixed with Rhodesian Red. No, I'm just kidding. He's a German Shepherd, American Staffordshire. But dude, look at this thing. It's a full-size Suburban. It's the LT model. Look, there's no damage to the seat. It's the full LT package with the roof. No rust. Full heated and cooled everything. Yeah, it was an airport car, so it didn't get used at all. Hey, buddy, did you reconsider your decision to export some of your personal collection? No, I did not. And you can keep trying, Mr. ATF man. You're not getting me to say I'm going to sell you guns out of this country. If you'd like to become a United States citizen, live in the United States, get a green card or a visa, come on into my store and purchase a gun legally while passing a background check, I would be more than happy to sell you firearms, but I am not exporting firearms. Especially if they have nose rings or a bonnet. What? Truck looks nice. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pay cash for that, and I'm going to sell the Charger and the Ram. So I'm going to get rid of my Ram, get rid of my Charger. So the other thing I'm looking at is a 2013 F-150 Super Crew with a 5-liter. So it's got the yoke motor in it, and I can get that for about $6,000. He's asking 65. I could probably get him down to like 55 or $5,000 because it's not in perfect shape. But I'd rather have the Suburban, to be honest with you. The Suburban's got more shit in it. And it's a newer Suburban, so I'm not afraid of it. You trimmed today? Nope. I have my FFL, buddy. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you have an FFL. Toys, gun. I don't toy with guns. Boy, I sure hope I'm not toying with guns, because if I have a toy gun that can fire one of these, I'd be in trouble. So, where do the airsoft pellets go in? I don't know where to put the airsoft rounds. I bet those bears also have a gun. Yeah, would you make the Suburban louder with the different exhaust? No. No, so I'm trying to... I can't remember the philosopher, the one that got rid of all of his shit. I'm getting rid of all my shit to simplify my life. So I'm going to rock this Suburban for about a year while I build my business back up. Desert Eagles already shoot a 50 caliber round. Either should do fine. NAV8 big vehicles last well. Good power and practicality. Get either at a good price will do you well. It's none of that boosted tiny motor shit. I also looked at a 3.5 EcoBoost, an FX4 that's really solid, but the dude wants like $8,000 for it. It's a 2014. It's amazing what's happening in the car market here. But yeah, the one thing I refuse to deal with is rust. So I went and looked at a 2011 5.0, or excuse me, a 5.4. It was the last of the 5.4, so it might have been a 10. FX2 for a really cheap price. But as soon as I got there, I could see the entire body from like the door ridges down were covered in a black undercoat. Fuck no, walked away immediately. I opened the hood and you can see where the body mount was. It was rotted out. Hello, host. I'm new to the chat. Hello, chatter. I'm new to the me. I've never been a person before. It's my first day on Earth. Welcome. He'll be putting cam phasers in it. Fuck no, I'm not touching a fucking... it's a 2019, so it's probably the 6.2, right? I'm not touching that engine. It's the bigger one, he said. He said it's not the 5.3. Meeting in the Grand Canyon in December is finalized, right? No. Stop trying to get me in trouble, brother. Any recommendations? First time BB gun buyer preferred a spring power budget of around $15. Can probably do 20. Go onto Amazon. Look up UK Arms. You can buy those for about $4. You can buy 5 of them because you're going to get 3 shots each, and that will equal 1 double stack BB gun shooter. Yo, FBI, he's right here. Cody, what's up? These people don't know what a difference between a 50 cal and a 50 BMG is. Well, I mean, when you talk about 50 cal and they don't really specify, they don't want to say the difference. But yeah, most people don't understand the difference between a 50 AE, which I don't have sitting here, and a 50 BMG. 50 BMG for number one, 50 Browning machine gun. This was designed to go into a 20 caliber, or excuse me, 50 caliber machine gun, like a Mod Deuce. In fact, what was it? Charlie Hathcock, John Hathcock, whatever the fuck that sniper was, he used a modified Mod Deuce to hit a mile target when he had the record. Hellcat over Mustang any day and a Trackhawk. So what you're saying is you would take a $70,000 car over a $35,000 car. No shit. I would take a GT500 over a Hellcat any day, even a 2014. Mouse, what's up? Thanks. Okay, about to get a BB grenade. Those are fun. Arming the animals. We talking about those monkeys trained to use firearms? No, I'm talking about my sloths holding guns. Two buddies have the new trail bosses with 6.2s. Both are getting new engines soon. Unreal. Yeah, well, here we experienced this problem a long time ago. Chrysler was one of the first companies to manufacture an engine completely in CAD without actually physically testing it before production, and that was the 2.7 liter Explodimobile, the quad cam fucking chain driven engine. They made the 6.2 too tight with its tolerances. They pulled a 1911. You can get better guns for $600 than a Glock. If they were $300, they'd be worth it. Pretty much. Just kicked out the inner soft guys for trolling. I didn't. Hey there, Troll Boss sucks because you don't have front lockers in it. I like manual lockers, even in brand new cars. I'm going to do that to the Suburban. I'm going to swap out the autos for manuals. I'm sick of me skipping showers because I work. Just shower while you're working. You like the Terminator Mustang? I liked the Terminator Mustangs. For those of you that don't know, he's referring to the 0304 independent rear supercharged 390 Cobras. Very hard to get now. Although you can get a 99 to 02 and it'll have the independent rear, but it won't have the 6-speed, I don't think. Grow the beard out. Who, me? I'm just too lazy to cut it. Are all the guns on the wall loaded, and why not just keep those in a secured case? Number one, they are not loaded. The only loaded guns are on the desk or locked, ready to go in my bedroom. When these guns are not on live stream, they are locked up. That's why the orientation of them changes almost every single live stream. Unless I know I'm not leaving the house. If I'm not leaving the house for that day, they sit on the wall because this is a secured room. I have very sharp steel bars over the windows, and I am underground, aka a basement. Oh, what's the fastest moving target you hit? I don't shoot anything like that, sorry. Burns about 6 quarts of oil every 5,000 miles. I remember I was still working for Ford when we sold one of the first GTR 350s with the Voodoo engine, and literally 50 miles in, it had to have its engine rebuilt because it was completely blowing out the oil. Where are the Glocks? Glocks fucking suck. Oh, let me reiterate. Glock, the company, fucking sucks. I don't support their company, so I don't display their firearms. If I don't like a company, I don't put their guns on my wall. I have 7, I just don't like them. And all of my guns were used, so it was me supporting local businesses. None of that money went directly back to fucking asshole Gaston Glock, fucking buried in Tupperware. Glock 18, you need that in your life. Well, if I ever finish getting my SOT, I can get one. I have an 8-speed transmission in my Colorado. Yep. Okay, understood. No problem. You people don't need to worry about his guns. You need to worry about your guns and where they are, you idiots. You're not wrong, Bad. Is legal to have that many guns? I'm in Florida. Absolutely, man. As long as you're a law-abiding citizen in the United States, there are some states that require you to fill out paperwork for each firearm you purchase, but most states do not have a limit to the number of firearms you can own. That is a quarter of my collection, maybe. Why not get T-Rex if you go and get a 6.2? What T-Rex? Because I'm buying a 2019 Suburban for $7,000. What do you think of the Beretta 92? Beretta 92 is fine. Beretta 92s are a classic design. They look cool. Lethal Weapon was the first time I really saw them on my radar in terms of guns. My dad actually carried one when he was in the military because he got early retirement in the 90s, so he was carrying the Beretta at that point. They just don't do it for me. Honestly, I don't like double action pistols. If you look up there, that 92 decocker, the 75, the Witness, and the Chris Finks are the only double action, single action pistols up there. And every one of those pistols outside, that's an LDA, so that's a light double action. But for the vast majority, the rest of them can be run in single action. You want me to time out folks for straight ban them? It's been a minute, I forget. If they're just being idiots, kind of leave it a little bit more redneck. But if they spam a lot, time them out for 10 minutes. If they come back, get rid of them. If they're being racially violent or if they're insulting, like if they're trying to attack other people, then get rid of them. Use your anymore. It's all fucked up. Is there a quarter of your collection and you have a lot of guns? Yeah, Carlos Halfcock. Thank you. Is it worth to buy guns now or prices are? It all depends on when you're buying, dude, and where you buy from. I never pay full price for my. For me, it's always a good time to buy guns. I don't even think these guys are on the same page. Yeah, Brothers are good because they have drop barrel systems. But other than that, they're dog shit. Berettas, you mean? Yeah. I subscribed. I only own a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus, but want to buy more guns. Dude, it takes one. It's all you need. As soon as you buy one, you're going to buy a bunch of them. I'm not a fan of double action semi-autos as well. Yep, me neither. Leicestershire, you're right. They're all fake. All depends. Ammo is cheap, and right now you can get good used stuff at the moment. Pretty much. Yeah, I figured out what you were saying, Bad Trip. All cheap guns. He, he, he. You don't need to put the smiley face emoji, dude. We all know that you're laughing at your own jokes. Hello, Slash. What's up? You know your wife is pissed. I don't have a wife. I have a dog, and he doesn't care because I give him all the treats he can eat. I have returned after I don't even know how long. Gotta hit you with the classic meow, 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 meow. I'm a cow, cow, cow. Meow, meow. I'm a cow. Meow, meow. I'm a cow. I own quite a few double-action semi-autos, but they don't get that much attention or range time. Unfortunately, I get that. Favorite pistol manufactured. Favorite discontinued pistol manufacturer is Para Ordnance. Favorite current manufacturer is Hayes Customs and Nighthawk Customs. Both companies I can't afford. That's a lie. If I sold every gun on the wall right now, I could afford like 5. Original Terminator from the 80s gun store scene is your favorite clip. If you're talking about when he's loading the guns and then he's looking at the IWI or IMI, AMT, excuse me, they were AMT. Hardballers, those are kind of cool. I'm making some toast. I hope you're feeling a little better, dude, although you just said you're making toast, so something tells me you're not. Put avocado on it. You're in California. Do I have a classic SKS? No. I sold my last SKS, and my last one was a SKS with the detachable box mag. So it wasn't even a classic. Thanks. I'm not doing that good. I'm sorry, brother. We can talk later. Do I have an AK-117? No, I do not. Toast sounds good with butter and jelly. I've never understood that. I've never put butter and jelly. I guess it would be all right, though. Trying to decide on a shotgun or a 1911. I already have a Glock 19 AR and a 1022. Go with your heart, brother. Like, close your eyes and think real hard. Which one do you think you need more? I'm going to cook plant-based butter on it. That's Californian. Any cans? I got my first one today. Yeah, I've got an Osprey 9 behind me on the other shelf. It's just not in frame. I don't have but the one suppressor because I shoot mostly suppressed. Also, I was originally buying a 9 and a 45, but I let an old man buy my 45 before I did the paperwork. Best answer I could have gotten. Yay! You have NVGs. What's your most... Currently, my most expensive pistol would probably be my STI Grandmaster in 38 Super Major. That's about a $4,500 gun. It comes with 5 original mags, so technically it's about a $5,000 gun. What's the difference between the Terminator Mustang and a GT500? The engine, for the most part. So there's different variations of the GT500 engine, but in the Terminator, it was a 5.4 with a Kenny Bell 2.9 liter, I think it was. It might have been a 2.6 liter, something like that. Supercharger, but it wasn't a quad cam. I think it was a 3-valve. Someone correct me. The 2007 through 2009 GT500s were a 5.4, and then the 2011 to 2014 supercharged Shelby's GT500s were all running 5.8 Triton motors, or excuse me, Trinity motors. I like feet. Do you? I don't have feet, so unfortunately not. Were my parents born in the USA? Why? You trying to steal my identity? How do you like 38 Super Auto? Paul Harrell loved that shit in just 1911. Heard they actually performed pretty decent. 38 Super is a much older round than people actually think. 38 Super was developed and put into service in 1929. It is a very solid cartridge. My gun requires Super Major, which means it needs a higher power factor to run the gun because it has a 6.25-inch barrel with a 4-point comp on it. But yeah, I like it. It's just expensive. Have you heard Anderson Manufacturing Gun Company? If you're talking about for AR-15s, yeah, they're fine. They got bought by Ruger, I think. Van Scott says, thank you. You're welcome. Strawberry jelly is gay with whipped cream smeared on top. Everything is gay if you smear whipped cream on it. I watch your content because you don't hold back and you like a variety of makers, so you're not biased. I'm a slightly biased against companies, not exactly their products. But yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Ruger bought Anderson. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Ruger that bought Anderson or Arrow. I couldn't remember who went where. I like this guy. Thank you, Lamar. Catch things. P6G. P6G. You're now P6G. I'm not saying the rest of your name. You're P6G. He's funny. I can be a dick, a prick, and pretty damn sick. Also, I have big bullet. This one's from 43. Joe is super helpful with an edge. Honestly, since we're all being fucking shadow banned, I'm not holding back as much, man. That's the reason why, Bruce. Yeah, Anderson is fine. They're like you start there and then you customize them. Do I have any snipers? No, I don't own anybody. I know you probably have plenty of moderators, but if you ever need another one, I'm always willing to be one. I appreciate that, Sam. Right now I'm at capacity. Redneck is one of my old G's. That's why I made him one again. Have you any snipers? I've never had a sniper. I heard that they're a little weird. Yes. So old military stuff is stamped on the base. This one is stamped 1943. Wait. Sorry, 45. The ammo was stored well. It fires. I've fired probably 50 rounds of this stuff. I also have a 44 mag Super Red Hawk with 280 grain rounds for my barrel loads. Nice, dude. That's a nice round to shoot. Bet that's a nice little fun wrist breaker. It's right after the war ended. Yeah, so this was stuff that was still being manufactured and it's been sitting around since then. And it also is an 8-pit. It's in, yeah, this is armor piercing incendiary. No, it's just armor piercing incendiary. If it was, no, this is armor piercing incendiary tracer round. Would you get the SIG 2265 Legion? Actually, no. I would get the 226 X5 Classic. I like the X5 Classic better than the Legion. I'd want one of those for my collection. Well, if I ever get your fucking Tavor done, I'll send one out to you. I have a pew pew gun. Nice. Sorry, somebody's messaging me again. I am hooked on a feeling. I don't know. It was either that or another Mustang 506 speed, and I just don't feel like buying another Mustang right now if I don't have another SUV. So I'm going to go with the SUV. A lot of it has the letters for the arsenal it came from. I have a bunch of Lake City 30-06 brass stamped LC. Yep, so that's what this is. It's hard to read. Sorry, my eyes suck. Yeah, so it's got the 45 stamp for the year, and then it's got, I can't read it. I'd have to take a picture with my phone. I did not read the happy birthday or watch the happy birthday Penny video. You want to send that over again? Or I might have. I don't remember, dude. Still kind of figuring out a bunch of shit. Like today, we basically sat around all day just sleeping because we can't do shit. Rocky and I are poor. I know, it's fucking ironic to say that, but these aren't for sale, so they're not money. Sure, it's in your email. All right, hang on a second. I know it's dumb for me to say that I'm broke when I have stuff behind me. But I'm broke at a point where I'm not selling shit to get the money. Oh, there it is. That's why it stores as a movie. I have to download it. You now have the Penny virus. Every time it'll be nothing but bunnies. Ah, look how pretty. Look how pretty the bunny. Chicken, some carrots, some apple. That's a, oh wait, that's oats. Is that oats? Looks like a good meal. And a hairy leg. For some reason, I thought Penny was bigger. I thought Penny was like Jackrabbit size. I only have $10.99 on my Cash App. Yep. I don't do shout-outs. Can you shoot the feathers off a duck's tail from 200 feet with one of your snipper rifles? No. Also, whose else's wife is named Penny? Oats. What gun do you regret buying? Pretty much every Glock I've ever bought. Okay, that's a lie. The gun I regret buying is, I have to dig it out. It's in storage right now because it's not even capable of firing, is my Chiappa M922. It was the fourth gun I bought. It was a 22 caliber replica of a Beretta 92. It got 8 rounds out of it before it broke, and I destroyed the fuck out of it. Bruce's wife is named Penny. Ah. Did you just use commie numbers and you live in California? Kilos? She weighs 4 pounds, 4 ounces? That's awesome. You know, Cornish game hen only weighs 1 kilo. We're in America, goddammit. That thing weighs as much as a washing machine. Which one? A GE top loader? Dude, this is an IKEA desk, and the entire lamination of the thing is coming apart because of the weight of the computers I keep putting on this thing. It's slowly delaminating and coming apart. The vet weighs her in kilos. Your vet is a drug dealer. I mean, I'm not saying I don't approve. I'm just saying your vet is a drug dealer, bruh. 72 NAS Ford F-150s per NASCAR lap. We're America, damn it. Is the chair coming apart also from the weight of your ginormous nuts? Unfortunately, my nuts are undersized, and that's why it keeps coming apart. I can't put enough anti-seize on my nuts to keep the chair in one piece. Also, this chair was on Amazon. They said it was for big and fat people, and they lied because I'm both big and fat, and it has not held up. I really like the sloths with the 1911. Yeah, I was bored, and I had to put the computer case back up because you weren't here at the beginning of the live stream, drunk. I dropped that Ruger 1022 on top of my graphics card, and I snapped off the power adapter. So I wrecked a $500 graphics card. Fuck me. And I didn't want to repeat it, so I had to throw together a computer real quick. So thank you, Redneck, for asking me where my custom build. Milo and Shiloh. Yeah. Don't fall for it. That's a guy. It's ma'am. What is your most accurate pistol? Most accurate pistol that I currently own is my DWX. Yeah, I'm sorry about the graphics card. Me too. I put it on eBay for $315 this morning, and I already got 4 offers. So yeah, it sucks, but I'll sell it and just put the money towards, bills and shit and people. Trying to Kierkegaard my life. Yeah, no, but the problem is I can't replace the graphics card, so I'm stuck with an old GTX 1080 Ti until next year now. Nobody wanted to pay for the titty stream, so I can't get a new GPU. Got a few World War II guns? No, honestly, I don't, my friend. I'm not really a wartime gun kind of guy. I'm not a vintage kind of guy. You can tell by what you see up there, I'm more of a modern aesthetic kind of a guy. A lot of the guns have red dots. A lot of them are threaded barrels. A lot of them are customized. So, yeah. You got to get some World War II guns. I'm sorry, Mouse. It's just, I don't like them. The last time I had a Walther P1 with the spicy chickens on it, and the first thing I wanted to do was Cerakote it. So I had to sell it to a buddy of mine. Modern aesthetic, let's go. New school guy, huh? Yep. So I didn't get into guns when I was younger. I got into guns at the age of 38 years old. So I was already established as liking kind of like a street, kind of clean, more modern look to both my cars, my computers. That is the busiest looking computer I've built in a long time. And that's because I'm using the all-in-one cooler with a custom water loop. Normally you wouldn't see any wiring in my computers because I hide it all. But I threw that together in less than an hour today because it needed to go together. M1 carbine. If something as shitty as a Mosin is $600 now, imagine what a 1903 or an SVT is going for. Yeah, I don't have to. I've sold a bunch of those, man. They suck. Would a 22 go through that PC? Oh, 100%, man. A Ruger 1022 already went through my graphics card. I like the way you have the 1911s on top of the PC too. Yeah, I figured I'd use that unused space. Otherwise, it was just going to be wasted. You can still see the plaque, and the PC is blocking 2 spots there and 3 spots there. So I figured those 6 spots being regained. Also, it gives me a place so that when my head's there, the only thing I'm blocking, unfortunately, is your 3D printed sign. I think you should find a Browning high power. I used to have an old Browning high power. I sold it to Stone. Hey, do you have a Jericho 941? Not anymore. Sold it. M1 carbine is one of the most fun guns to shoot in the last 100 years. Quite possibly the most fun. I agree that they're fun to shoot, but I would rather have an AMT 30 cal and Automag 3. Same round, handgun. It's okay, you're blocking it. I'm glad you're able to find it. People keep pointing it out. It's just I'm not sitting in a position to really show it off, and I apologize. Would you get a 300 PRC rifle? No, not unless a company sent it to me. I'm not a rifle guy, man. I walk into stores, like all my buddies' shops, I walk into any of those shops, I literally don't look at rifles. The only reason I saw that Benelli was because I saw the price tag on it, and I couldn't say no to it. So I'm not into rifles also. Yeah. How's 30 cal ammonia doing prices right now? I imagine it's cheaper to load your own. It's not terrible, to be honest with you. It's just there's not a ton of manufacturers. Like a box of 50 110 grain FMJs is like 30 bucks, 25 bucks, depending on where you go. Gun shows, you probably get it for like 25 bucks. They take up too much space and difficult to transport. Yep. You've got an Automag 3. Your wife bought it for you for Christmas in '98. It was $350 new in the box. That's amazing, dude. My buddy's shop has one without the box, and it's not even that great a ship, and the lady wants $2,100 for it now. As a gun owner, do you view pellet rifles as unique? Not really, because I don't consider pellet rifles in the same category as I consider firearms. Firearms even differ from black powder, in my personal opinion. But no, air guns, PCP rifles, pellet guns, they all serve a different purpose, man. I see a 50 caliber air gun that can take down an elk, and I don't think that's weak at all. I just don't think it's as good as a gunpowder charged round. Do I have a 10 gauge? No, I don't. Haven't shot any of my rifles since last October. Jesus, do you have the same gun used in the original film RoboCop? No, the original film RoboCop used one that was called the Auto 9. It was based off the 93R from Beretta. It would help to have an actual reason to have a 300 PRC. It's a pretty heavy load. That's the other thing. I don't shoot long distance, man. The longest distance I shoot is with that fucking optic on the Burris, or on the AR. 7.62 Soviet is more expensive than that. It's crazy, bro. Stuff is up to like 60, 70, depending on case type. Yeah. Would you get the CZ75 Sport? What's a CZ75 Sport? The Automatic 3 is very accurate. Yes, and it throws a massive fireball. Hello, Sepp. David, you do whatever you need to, brother. There are bars that can assist you with that particular function. Hey, Rocky, are you alive? Dude, he was so comfortable on his bed till he pulled down the power strip. I feel bad for him. You're a genuine dude, bro. Love watching you. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that one. Ah, you have a Hellcat. That's why you said you would take a Hellcat over a Mustang. So I had a track pack Mustang that was just tuned, made like 400 and a quarter, 450. It was more than fast enough for street work. But yeah, if I were to run a big car, like I have a 2015 RT right now, and I have a Scat Pack. I can't justify a Hellcat, man. I had a dog named Rocky. You a cool dude. Thank you. How many revolvers do you own? I only own like 4. Sorry, the CZ Tactical Sport Orange. I had one, Van Scott. I sold it to Stonehaven, and it's the only gun I regret selling. There were 2 guns. One was at TSOS Night Stalker, but I actually got that one back from him. But he refuses to sell me the orange back, so I got to find another one. Pick up a CZ Tactical Sport Orange and one hand shoot 100 yards, no problem. Steel target, I mean. You know, man size. Oh, that sucks, dude. Why so many guns there? I'm protecting criminals from getting in trouble, so I keep all the guns here. Y'all hear about the Hamarani SCOTUS case about owning firearms with weed? The justices are supposed to be reviewing it next year. I suspect they will side with Hamarani, which would be nice. The problem is, as long as they maintain that marijuana is federally illegal, they will never allow it to happen unless a state by state process happens, which there are several states that allow you to have a medical marijuana card and buy firearms, but they're the same places that won't let you leave the state with that gun. Is that a high point on the wall? Yes, but it's the only good one. It's an actual yeet cannon. What's your thoughts on Kyle Rittenhouse? So they made the correct judgment. He shouldn't have been found guilty for trying to defend his hometown. He did break the law by having a gun under the age of 18, but he was trying to protect his city. The media vilified him. A lot of people vilified him. It came out in court the right way, and he got acquitted, which is what should have happened. Again, he should get a little slap on the wrist. Stop it for carrying a gun under the age of 18. But true, I don't know, bro. They need to legalize the shit federally already, but Congress is a bunch of butts, so expect them to take a decade. They've been taking multiple decades, my guy. They actually created the whole marijuana is bad because a lot of Latinos, Mexicans specifically, smoked weed back in the day. So they used to say that it was the devil's lettuce and that it caused laziness. I hate living in Massachusetts. The gun laws are strict here. Yeah, that sucks, dude. You saw a CZ75 on sale for $600 yesterday, but it was all black. Holy shit. What do you think about the Daria DY9? I have one. It's Hold on. It's in the safe. But I have one. I have the Daria DY9 with the Island Port barrel on it. What the fuck? I thought it was up there. Do you ever have so many guns you don't remember which guns are where? Yeah, I have one. I like them, dude. Massachusetts allow med car holders to apply for their LTC. That's about the only good gun law here. That sucks, man. Do I like Britain? Sure. Protecting people from eating your dog. Nobody eats my dog. I have said this to everybody that asks me my opinion, like what do I feel towards Rocky. I've only had him for 4 months. But if he were to get hit by a car because some motherfucker's on their phone or something, I'm going to jail for murder. What do you think about using the Silencer Shop kiosk? It accelerates your e-file, so go for it, dude. It's 100% worth it. What do I think about the Bushmaster AR-15? I haven't shot one in a shot was a DPMS. That was back when Bushmaster and DPMS were all the they're fine. The Limcat Razor Cat 2011. Isn't that an Airsoft 2011? I mean, good boy. Britain is OG. British people are all right. The government is shit, but at this point, what on the government is an ass? I mean, they're a parliament. They're not really a government, and they have an idiot for a king. Sorry. Is it true that New Hampshire? Sorry, dude, I didn't see that. I mean, Diamondback AR-15s in general. Diamondback ARs are fine. Does Bushmaster go back to Luth R? I think, right? Don't they? Do you have James Bond's gun? Depends. Which one are you referring to? I used to have a P99, and I used to have a PPK. But his original gun was actually a 380 something or other. Dogs will be good during the apocalypse when things get really dark. Fatten them up. Fuck you, Mex. I'll fatten your ass up. As a fellow minority, it's just a hate-on-hate crime. I like Ruther Landross. Well, I don't know. Work in the morning. Take it easy. You too, High Street. You have a good one, dude. He's got a good story on his website. Luther Vandross. Am I tough? I cry, and sometimes I'm soft deep down where I am soft like a woman. P320. There's two of them. Ricky Bobby. You take that back, Ricky Bobby. I hope someday you have really beautiful children, and then one day their legs are taken away from them. And then you'll know how I feel right now, because my leg don't work. You take that back, Ricky Bobby. I think Bruce is having a stroke. Somebody please contact him via the phone, which is ironic considering what he does for a living. I can just put two letters together as well. A10. What would consider the best AR-15s in general for home defense? One that you shoot, man. You could have an ATI Omni Hybrid. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you had one and you're competent with it, you shoot it a lot, you keep it well lubed, and you use good ammunition, fuck it, man. That'll be your best AR-15. You want to buy once, cry once gun, you go with the Noveske, Knights Armament, LMT, fucking DDM4 V7 or V9 or whatever the frick they're on now. You can do it all in. How can you shoot with that Chinese eyes? I cut them out of the Chinaman's head and I keep them around my neck, and then I hold them all together, and then it's like quad nods. Good evening from Mustang, Oklahoma. What happened to Bruce? I don't know. I think he's having a stroke. Precision for pores is Bruce, man. I'm driving and possibly have voice to text issues. I'd rather you were calling me from Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Thanks, Duda. No problem, Samuela. Iraqi, are you dead? I have to ask him that every now and then. Did Bruce change his name? Yes, because he's a weirdo. Are AR pistols accurate? Yes, most AR pistols will outshoot the shooter. Chip, I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. The Limcat Razor Cat. Let me look that up, because I could have swore there was a Limcat air pistol. Or I thought Limcat made custom, like, high kappas. Holy fuck. That, like, takes my STI and ramps it up even more. $7,700. $8,700. And that doesn't include magazines? What the hell? You got to really like your guns to be running something that expensive, dude. They're beautiful, though. Looks like a modified Hayes Customs grip. Nah, that's cool as hell, though, dude. TS not tough. Who's not tough? Nice computer. No, it's not. It's my old computer that's fucking hanging on by a limb, dude. I'm running a GTX 1080. Do you know those came out in 2016 or some shit like that? There's a 177 pistol, a pellet rifle going 1,200 feet per second, better than nothing for self-defense. No. Yes. I mean, it's going to puncture skin, but you're not killing somebody with that thing. Unless you get a hell of a lucky shot. I do not have a Glock auto pistol Glock. I have some mags for Glock auto pistol. And, yeah. They're nice guns, but I wouldn't buy one because they're very expensive. Yeah, $8,700 with no magazines. That's twice my STI. That puts, but here's the thing, Van. A lot of people, if they're real competition guns, they're not like bougie fucking Terran tactical 2011s, but if they're true race guns, people will spend that kind of money to get the accuracy because they'll win that much money easily. Shalom to you. Hey, he moved. He's not dead. That's awesome. How are you doing? I'm all right. How are you, sir? Stone, you gotta buy half the guns on the wall so that I can buy a new graphics card. But you can only buy the high point. And that Taurus 92. And the AREX Alpha. You feel sleepy? I'm always sleepy, bro. I hope you're well, my man. Thank you, Overkill. I'm just joking, Stone. Ha 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 ha. I want to see how many of you yawn now. Do Leonardo DiCaprio's Quick and the Dead where Gene Hackman buys a gun? I can't remember that lines, but I remember the movie. Do you recommend the holes in the barrel for the Dario DY9? Is there a difference when shooting? I can tell you for a fact that the DY9 with the island comp or the island ports, it throws more stuff back at you, but it definitely affects the recoil of the gun. So having a 4-port setup like that doesn't require the side cuts. That XF Pro has a 4-port setup in it as well. They shoot very similarly. The DY9 is Gen 4, Gen 5 compatible, though, so that does give that a little bit of a leg up. You changed your teddy bears. No, they're the same teddy bears. I just put them all up there. Stone, he's going to trade back the high power from World War II. The high power that he has is from 73. Does the everyday streams work out better than Mondays, Wednesday, Friday? I mean, obviously, shadow banning aside. I'm just trying to make content every day and keep my name out there. Like I didn't put up videos this week because I'm going through a lot of financial bullshit that I'm trying to figure out. So I really haven't had time to make videos. If only I could find a gun to film. Still at it. Long live stream. It's only been 2 hours, Daniel. Do the comp barrels have rifling after the comp part? No. In fact, you don't want rifling because if you have rifling, that means the bullet is still in contact with the barrel and you're just shredding your jacket off and then it's going to throw shit right in your face. 73 is still a curio. That is true. Samuel Allen said hi. The gun you see in the scene when he fights, which gun is that? Depends which John Wick, because I mean he goes as far as carrying a Glock 26 in the first John Wick. He uses an HKP 30 in the first John Wick, but then he switches over to Terran Tactical bullshit. I bought Giant Gritch and Max Squishmallows for the wife and I today. I don't know what any of that means, but I am here for it. Interesting about the rifling. So the rest of the barrel after the comp part is smoothbore. Yeah, well, typically the comp is at the front of the gun. For example, the PX9, the comp is cut into the front of the gun. There is no rifling in that part of the barrel. So technically the barrel isn't as long as it looks. What is better, a compensator or a barrel porting? It depends on how the compensator is. If you look at this gun, the compensator is attached to the barrel so it doesn't affect the way the slide cycles. That's fine. But on that gun, it's a bushing mounted compensator. Oh, you can't see it. But on that 1911, it's a bushing mounted compensator. That one can affect the way the slide operates. So in that case, a port is better. But otherwise, a port and a comp will do about the same job. Best gun for a zombie apocalypse. Honestly, a 12-gauge shotgun. Cut it down, make it a shorter barrel, shit out of it. Interesting. So you get a shorter rifling with the Compton barrel. Yes. For example, Milo's 1911 or his 2011 or her, sorry. No, his. Shiloh's the girl. But Milo's 1911 is a full 5-inch barrel. That one is a 5-inch gun, but the barrel is only 4¼ inches. Great Lakes Firearms, 7.5-inch barrel, and they're 5.56. 7.5 inch is about as low as I would go for an AR-15 barrel. The average twist is 1:7 to 1:9 in an AR-15, so having at least a 1:7 gives it a chance to get a full rotation before it leaves the end of the fucking barrel. Run some VMAX ammo, and you'll still get like 2,700 feet per second. My suggestions, if you want to go to a shorter barrel, like under an 8-inch barrel, go 300 Blackout. 300 Blackout was designed to run on an 8-inch barrel with a suppressor. I think I'm going to skip all the comp barrel hype. I don't know. It is noticeable if you're shooting a lot of quick successive rounds. It's vanity, honestly, Mouse. I shoot my Black Ops 1911, which has no fancy shit on it, just as well as I shoot my Gersons. Yeah, but subsonic rounds suck. You don't have to run subsonic through it, but it was designed to run out of a shorter barrel, is what I mean. You can run supersonic ammo out of a 8-inch barrel, and it's still going to go. It's going to be more stable than a 5.56 round. A 5.56 round is a 22 caliber, like a 55 grain or 72 grain bullet, whereas the average round for a 300 Blackout is 124 grains for their supersonic and 220 grain for the subsonic. So you're still getting a nearly 2.5 times heavier bullet spinning at the same velocity and traveling over 2,200 feet per second. It's going to do a lot more damage in a shorter barrel than a 5.56 will. Everything is real, buddy. Mouse, can the Mini 14 get around assault weapons laws still with 10-round mags because of the traditional stock? Maybe. Great knowledge. I mean, I try to keep as many people understanding as many things as possible, Clay. I don't mean to contradict anybody, but I'm just saying it's because it was designed that way. You can run supersonic. What ammo do you use for the Daria DY9? Need more recommendations. When I'm shooting the DY9, I don't carry that gun, so when I'm just at the range, I'm running either 115 or 124 grain. Lately, I've been using MagTech and Cellar and Bellet, and both run flawlessly in that gun. As long as there's no flash hider and fixed stock, you can run a 30-round mag in it legally. Nice! That's a lot of ammunition for California. I'm honestly clear it wasn't pretty. No problem, Clay. And I appreciate that you asked it in that way. That's why I didn't say, fuck you, you're an asshole, here's why you're wrong. No, when somebody says it like that, when you say because the subsonics suck, I try to give you options. That's all. Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to convey context in text-based conversations. So trust me, I try to give everybody as much of a benefit as I can. You haven't typed anything that makes you seem that way at all, sir. 22 long rifle are toys. No, all guns are not toys. I understand what you're saying, though. They're not as physically demanding as a traditional caliber, but 22 long rifle can kill, dude. I mean, you can run a drum if you have one. Yeah, that's cool. That's dope. We can measure 114. They trying to pass here. Don't know if it'll go in effect. Good to know something fun can get around that BS. Clay, thanks, man. You're a professional. Don't look at last year's Halloween stream. Sky's the limit with capacity on featureless builds here. So if it has no stock on it, I could just use the magazine and just pull the trigger. Are they real? My tits? Yes. Yeah, the Mini 14 will be good. I hope it doesn't pass. My poor dog. I anthropomorphize with my animal too much. I give him way more complex emotions than he actually has. But some days when he's just sitting there on the pillow and his long-ass nose is staring you right in the face and you're just sitting there and he's got that tired look on his eyes, he's like, I'm happy. What? Is it fair when an attractive woman who is terrible at shooting and knows nothing about guns be allowed to portray a cop or a soldier? If it's acting, yeah, I don't give a shit. I would love for them to get the training necessary, but I don't give a shit. If they're a good enough actor and they can act their way around it, go for it. LCP 380, is it good? There are better 380s on the market nowadays. The Hellcat Pro in 3, or Hellcat came out in 380. You've got the SIG 365 in 380. You've got the Bodyguard 2.0 in 380. You got the Browning Black Label 380 1911s. What 1911 or 2011 do you own that has the lightest trigger? So, at one point, that 2011 had a half-pound trigger, but it could not reliably reset. So that 2011, the black one at the end there, has a 1 pound 9-ounce trigger in it now. So that one has an under 3 pound trigger. It's been modified. I need to weigh it again. Stone's buddy did some work to that gun, so it might be different than when I owned it. But when I built that gun that had like a sub 3 pound in that one, that 1911 has a 3.25 pound trigger. And my Black Ops has a 4 pound trigger. 38 Special Revolver, do you have one? No. I have 357s, so I can shoot them out of it. What do you think about carrying in every state? Just need one license card. You have to do an enhanced background check to get a license to carry, so you might as well make it applicable in all 50 states, in my opinion. I'd fuck Kamala. Would you sell any if I showed you my LTC? That has nothing to do with my reasoning for selling firearms. And if you're not in the state of Virginia, I can't sell you a handgun, but I could sell you a long gun if you have 2 forms of ID. I totally would do. Have you ever shot the DWX or own one? And if so, what do you think? DWX. It's hard to see, but that one in front of the play button is a DWX. I owned one of the first ones in Virginia. My serial number on my first one was 22-02222. Yeah, that's not going to happen, brother. I'm afraid my dick would fall off for frickin' Marjorie Taylor Greene. Dude, anybody would frick her. Our boy hotter for man. I'm way hotter for Nancy. Oh, I would never frick Pelosi. The DWX has the most quality finish from the factory. It's fair that you didn't recognize it because the finish has gone off of it, because Dan Wesson has a run of... Not the first person to run into it, but I'm the first person to bitch about it, about a $2,000 handgun having a shit fucking finish. I call the finish off with one piece of 800 grit sandpaper. Thoughts on furries? I mean, if they're physically built, I'm good. I don't care. If you're a furry, if you're gay, you're bisexual, you're transsexual, I'm a cross-dresser. It's fine. I don't care, man. What I care about is the person that presents themselves to me and the people around me. If you're a gay, trans, lesbian, black man, woman thing, but you're a cool person to me, my friends, and everybody around us, you're not pushing an agenda and you're not a pain in the ass, I don't give a fuck what you are. You could be an amorphous blob for all I give a shit, as long as you're decent. If you're a decent amorphous blob, you can hang with me. Nancy has amazing cans, but you have to lick the cobwebs off her before you... Okay, Bruce. You were so mad, Joe, at the DD. It's a $2,000 gun with a shit finish, man. Dude, that pair of ordnance has probably 10 times more rounds through it, and the finish is perfect on it. My fucking 320 freaking X fucking Legion has more rounds through it than that thing, and it looks better. The only gun I have with fewer rounds through it that has the same issues is my SIG 1911X. What is the difference between a 22 long rifle and a 22 Magnum? Quite a bit. The fact is they both have 40 grain projectiles on average, but the casing is a much different size. A 22 Magnum can be going at nearly 17 to 2,000 feet per second, whereas the average 22 long rifle is about 1050. A 22 long rifle can take out like a groundhog. A 22 Magnum could probably take out like a small bobcat. Did you shoot the TTI Combat? You've been thinking about getting the smoke. Yes, I traded my LFA Apollo for the Canik smoke. I'll show the guns again because we're getting close to ending the live stream anyway. What are we at? 10 minutes. So that is TTI smoke right there. It shoots like any other fucking Canik SFT Pro with a comp on it. It shoots fine. I'd still rather have my 2011s. Just being clear, you've never put the DWX in a holster even. I put it into a Kydex holster once. Do you see the vertical scratch on the nose underneath the front sight? That was the scratch that made me take the finish off. But you can see that we battle wore it, so it looks like shit. But look at that pair of ordnance, man. That Black Ops has probably 8,000 rounds through it now. And the finish is 10 times better than that fucker. And that has like 800 rounds. Think you should have kept the Apollo over the Canik. I hated the grip so much, Mouse, I couldn't shoot that gun comfortably. I was going to have to modify it so much, and I was able to trade it straight up for a $1,000 gun, so I think I did better. Plus, I get to bitch about the gun now because I own it. Besides the finish, do you think the DWX was worth the hype? Roadhouse, when it was introduced in 2019, it was absolutely worth the hype. But the problem is companies like Gerson with their 2011, TSOS with their 2011, Fusion Firearms with their 2011s, all these companies came out with 2011s at $1,000, even the Prodigy at $1,500, kind of obsoleted that gun because basically it's a CZ Checkmate frame with a 1911 top on it. It's a 2011. It has a linear trigger in it, but by the time they fully released that gun, it was kind of outdated. Para Ordnance is my favorite. Me too. Would you run a gas pedal on your 1911 or 2011s? Not me personally, because of the way I grip my gun. I tilt my hand forward like PewView, so my hand is way too far forward to use a traditional gas pedal. You could pay $4,000 for a Staccato P like I did. I paid $25 for a STI Grandmaster, so I didn't have to pay $4,000. You also got a free Acro Gen 2 though, so come on. Yeah, I did the used price math on all the guns on the wall, and it scares the fuck out of me, so. Hellcat Pro, do you like it? It's fine. Do you think a 177 metal BB going 500 FPS would hurt? Yes, it's definitely going to pierce your skin. Be very careful when shooting that. Never shoot another person with a pellet gun. That's true. I got the Acro on the flashlight. Exactly. So you basically got a Staccato P for $3,000, which makes it a little bit better price. That is Stone's Yeet Cannon now. Fuck yes, that's going in. Thanks. I'm only 12. I appreciate the advice. Okay. It was sold to me with a broken Acro, but at least fucking Aimpoint fixed it for free, replaced it for free though. You know, some guns don't make sense. Like that gun makes no sense. That stainless 1911 from Springfield makes no sense. Why is it $1,500? Because it's stainless, match grade barrel. Well, so's that operator. That operator is operator loaded, has all the features of that, and it has a rail and costs $400 less. I don't understand pricing sometimes. That stupid 5.0 is a $2,000 handgun, but at least it came with plates. Unlike the DWX. Kids use safety from Nerf guns. Yeah, dude. Treat every gun the exact same way. Toy, real, obviously fake. Doesn't matter. Always treat them the same, buddy. I'll give the high point names, but memes, but the poor got to do what they got to do. I can respect that the right to self-defense ain't for the fortunate. Pretty much. Yeah, Stone's buying the Yeet Cannon. He won't buy a Glock, but he'll buy a Yeet Cannon. Do we not kick the kids out anymore? I don't think he's actually 12. I think he's just fucking around. Did you ever get into the Hudson H9? Pretty controversial opinions across the board. A buddy of mine was supposed to sell me his Hudson H9, but my buddy stole it from me. What pistol is center view? You'll have to be more specific, sir. Yeah, Cyberpunk is fun. I don't hunt because Yeet isn't pretending they're perfect. That's pretty much the truth. Yeah, Stone is the one that stole it. Yes, you did. I told McManus I wanted it, and he sent it to me, and I had to hand deliver it to you. That was the worst kind of backstabbing, you fuckers. I'm just kidding. Turn your audio up. Is 10K on a gun a bit crazy? Yes. Springfield Echelon, a 9mm. Have you shot one? Yes. That one with the wood handle is one. What's the gun above the M1911 on the left? What? Which 19? That gun? That is the Star Firestar M45. What's your favorite 2011 besides the XC? I don't like staccato. I will never fucking buy a staccato. 2011 with small hands, you're going to be limited because all 2011s have a very similar grip frame. Those are both modified 2011s. My favorite 2011 is the Girsan that's fully customized. I had my slides redone, my slide and frame redone on my Gersons by Taylors and Company out of Winchester, Virginia. They did custom bluing on them, so yeah. What's the star chambered in? 45 ACP, my friend. Single stack, 6+1. It's actually a much more expensive gun than I remembered it being. Kel-Tec 9mm for $200. Is it worth it? Which Kel-Tec? Is it the PF9 or the PF11? No. What's your favorite red dot to run on your pistols? Usually a Holosun 507 or 407. I've been playing with the O-Sight enclosed optic. That's pretty solid. And then the Burris fast fires have been pretty solid. I've got the fast fire E on that one, or C, which is the compact polymer body, and then I've got the fast fire E on the DWX. Yeah, so somebody usually asks me, what's your collection worth? So I actually went through and priced out every gun on the wall there, what it would cost if you went to buy it used the way they're done. Um, Yeah, it's sad. It's pretty bad. You hurt my feelings not liking staccato. All right, the guns are fine, Roadhouse. I don't like the way the company runs their business. How's that? Is that better? Your guns can shoot in harsh weather? Yes, because I'm not afraid to shoot my guns. And I'm not saying that to be facetious or a dick. If you lube your guns well and you treat them well and you keep them lubed and in good shape, then yes, they'll shoot through anything, man. Yeah, Rocky's just kind of sleeping. You ever get Karens in here complaining about guns? Oh yeah, all the time. People that don't understand or think guns are bad because of what they see on national media and shit and world media, they don't understand guns and they bring that bias into it when they see me on the live stream. I try to be polite and explain to them that a gun throughout this entire live stream, none of those guns has tried to shoot me. Or you. Then none of them have tried to attack you. So is staccato hate the same as Glock hate, like reasoning wise? A lot of the same reasons apply. I don't know why the quality is dropped to like 12p. Sorry. But yes, Staccato's problem is Staccato raised prices on their gun while then marketing them as duty pistols. They went to a mainstream production line system. They're not even hand fitted like Wilson's are, yet they're more expensive than Wilson's. They say they're better. They're not. They gave them worse tolerances to make them better for duty carry. It's just, I don't like the way they're running their business. They're making their business seem better than it actually is. And I don't like that kind of people. Van, you have a good night, man. Favorite revolver if you have one? Ruger GP100. Isn't the XC hand fitted? They're hand assembled, but they're not hand fitted. They don't go through, they don't polish them out. If you want a real hand fitted gun, get a Hayes Customs, an Atlas Gunworks, a fucking Nighthawk Custom. Those are hand fitted guns. Hand assembled and hand fitted are two different things. All the parts for staccato are manufactured, coated, and then assembled by hand. There's a big difference between hand assembled and hand fitted. I would definitely feel safe living in this guy's place. Not when you see how many erections I get. I have a lot of respect for you. You're so knowledgeable. I try to be, man. Thoughts on Micro Dracos? I make fun of Micro Dracos. I don't get the point of having a 5-inch 30 cal handgun or 30 cal pistol with no brace that you're expected to shoot accurately when an AK notoriously isn't accurate, period. Nighthawk is beautiful. Yes, it is. CWL, what's up? Julio, what's up? Best EDC 1911, in my opinion. We're not going to be going much longer tonight, guys. I apologize. And you can see I have lost a couple of pounds. The back of my neck isn't as thick. Do I do any hunting? Nope. Was not expecting that response. Sorry. I can't help it sometimes. I'm an idiot. Daria, what is up, my guy? How you doing tonight? We were actually talking about you earlier. People were asking me about your ported slides. And I said they're awesome. Everyone make sure to double tap your phone screen and subscribe to the Jiminy Show. Thank you. You look good. Thank you. Opinion on the Hellcat series. I'm not a fan of the base Hellcats just because I don't like super small guns. I'm slightly over 5 feet tall, so I don't like small guns. And when I say that, it's kind of a joke. There's a 2011 mag for size reference. I'd pull out my PP, but it's YouTube. But yeah, it's just I like a bigger size gun, so the Hellcat Pros are what I like. Sweet collection. Thank you, sir. Edward Gonzalez says, Zang, swords and crossbows. I respect them. I don't collect them. Where's the LMG at? No light machine guns in my collection. I'm a pistol guy mostly. I am a little bit of a rifle guy. Some of them I find interesting and cool, or they're custom built, and that AR looks like it's about to fall off the fucking wall. If that falls, it's going to hit guns and not my computer. So I broke my computer this morning because a gun fell off the wall and hit the computer. Yeah, needless to say, I was a bit miffed and really pissed off. That's where the Daria is supposed to be. God damn it. Sorry, Daria. I forgot to put it on the wall. Do you use the eye for dead eye abilities or what? Bro, man, when you're squinting and you can see 195-degree field of vision, trust me, you wouldn't be making as much fun. I can see my own ears on a good day. Also, because they screwed up my eyes when they did my LASIK, yeah, I'm both eye dominant now. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you a ceiling tile real quick, and I'm going to fix an issue that I forgot I messed up. Look at the tiles, guys. Where the fuck is it? There's nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. Joe isn't touching a gun on a stream. Everything is awesome when you're living your dreams. All right, there we go. Nothing happened. I'd be really mad if a gun fell off of the wall and onto other guns. Trust me, I definitely would too. But fucking shout out to Sharps Brothers because that frame took the hit really well. And shout out to MSI, dude. That motherboard survived an 8.5-pound rifle falling 4 feet onto it. Yes, we have the Daria 9 shipping until December 31st. We also have the TM22. Yeah, so Daria, man. Give me them guns, man. I need to make some vid. You can see, man, I've got the whole wall. That reminds me, is a shitter door still labored as shittier? No, I painted over it, man. Although I didn't notice that inside the bathroom it says, go ahead and breathe. Everybody's shit stinks. I didn't notice that one. Real note, is your Walther PPK legit? If you're talking about the one from the video that has 9 million views, it wasn't mine. It was borrowed from a store. DY9Z, we're sending to Q1 in California, hopefully on list mid-year. That would be nice. Have you ever had a Browning high power or one of its replicas? What do you think about it? Yes, I sold my high power to a buddy of mine, and I've had the Gerson copies and the TSOS copies, the SDS, the English. Thanks for the knowledge, man. I appreciate the engagement. I'm going to go watch the game. Have a good one, buddy. I'm on here Mondays through Fridays, so if you're ever bored, come on in. When we have a lot of people, I stay on later. If we don't, I don't. Also, my nipples are sweating. It's weird. Good job, Daria. You should show me some samples for him to review. Oh, we're in talks, man. Daria loves to support the 2A community, man. They're one of the most engaging companies I've dealt with so far. Plan to send you the gun mid to late November. Delays due to making customer orders and normal production items. That happens, brother. Take care of your money first, brother. I know I like the gun, so I'm very interested to see the mags. That's actually one of the place, man. I won't talk too much about them, but I'm very interested in seeing them. Yeah. After that nibble comment, we're even 49 Nancy comments. Lol. We like the Jiminy Show. Thanks, guys. Although I really am I'm like this close to ordering that custom Melic, that really nice high polish one you guys make. I'm about that close to ordering it. I'm just working on some financial shit on my end. Dude, the Melics, I got to get my hands on the Melics. I will probably buy a Daria because they're making an effort to help us stuck in California. You should definitely do that. Now, if Darien wants to manufacture a 50 BMG, I think I can get behind that. Oh, it's not just me. My buddy Shirley and his wife Amber both like them too. Springfield actually comp sucks. No, the Echelon comp is fine. All right, got a dip. Peace out. No problem, man. Will be some time for that. Yes. Yes. What do I do for a living? You're kind of looking at it, bud. I also kind of hustle on eBay, sell electronics, things like that, but I'm a gun tuber. I don't have any guns, but I'm a gun tuber. Give Rocky some love. I will. Wait, you mean like tell him I love him, or do I have to find him like the hump? Because he only likes Rhodesian Ridgebacks. They help Joe. Yep. What's your opinion on the M&P 45 first gen? I prefer the law enforcement version of the M&P first gens because they don't have the magazine disconnect. I am not a fan of magazine disconnects unless they're easily removed. That Star Arms Firestar M45 right there had a firing magazine disconnect in it. It no longer does. Sorry, every time I move, the quality goes down. Sorry. I'm false. That case hardened high power was... Yeah. Yeah, I like that SDS. The English, you can still get those, Bruce. If you're looking for one, let me know. Area make an MP5 clone fixed mag California compliant. You'll sell them faster than you can make them. It's an untapped market. Yeah, but wouldn't you have to like feed them in through the ejection port? Rookie. So we're just about done, guys. If you have anything else fun to say, let's hear it. I have the law enforcement version. Is there any trigger upgrades I can get for it? I believe Apex makes a trigger for the Gen 1. Check them out. All right, guys. Hey, Rocky, you want to say goodbye to the peoples? What do you think about people who can't handle their weapon correctly, hold it wrong, and goofy stance? Goofy stance, fine. I don't complain about anybody's stance. I don't have feet. I'm a stumbly, dumbly, bumbly motherfather. So stance is what you're comfortable standing in. But grip is important. So if you're teacupping your gun like Cagney and Lacey, you probably need to figure that stuff out. But some people say you got to have equal strength left and right. Some people like Carr. John Wick does the center axis relock hold where it's kind of tilted. Some people prefer that. I'm kind of a pew view guy, so I rotate my hand down a little bit, so I'm almost holding my pistol in a C-clamp grip. So basically my thumb is pointing where the barrel is going when I'm holding a handgun. So everybody does it their own way. Good night, Stone. Good stream, Joe. Everyone make sure to hit the like button. Yep, I've been quite interested enough to buy anything but long-range gear. But we can talk. Yeah, if you want to, Bruce. Teacup for the win. Dude, I have video of me having to teacup a Polymer 80 that I built because the mag would drop out when you fired it. Okay, understood. No problem, Lamar. Yeah, you shoot how you feel comfortable. Like, I have videos of me stumbling around, and you can see me. Like, if you look at my feet in those videos where I show my feet, you'll notice I have like the iron sheet curled front of my shoes because I don't have fucking toes, but I'm not going to wear a size 7 kid shoe. Them real or just props? Actually, props are real, man. Props stands for property. And since I own them, they're my property. So them's mine props, brus. PewView grip came from the confirm if the Grandmasters. What? Have a great night, awesome humans. Everybody have a good one. Everybody say good night to somebody. Paul's been here all night. He just hasn't been commenting too much. Too much human stuff. Hey, Rocky. You want to say good night? Hey, Rock. Hey, Rocky, you okay, buddy? He hates that I talk this much, man. Thought it was 3D wallpaper. Nah, that would be funny. I'll see you at home. Thank you. Bring a gallon of milk. Got any staccados? Nope. I hate Staccato as a company. I never own one of their guns, and they'll never send one to me for a review, because if they ever offer to send me one, I'm going to tell them no thank you. I reviewed the C2 and I sold it. Whoa, that's a zoomed in face. Rocky, the big old doggy. Yeah, like how many aces I have to put away tonight? You okay, buddy? It's hot in here, dude. The heat kicked on. Holy shit. View and grip came from one of the Grandmasters, Eric or something. Ah, gotcha. You got half feet. What does that mean? Lol. I'm 6'4", but I'm a half foot shorter than I used to be. All right, guys, I'm going to hit this little X button.